good lover and lovettes? It's your favorite queen of hearts, Lady L to the IPS. Yes, and I am coming to you with a one-on-one conversation, a little dialogue, a little interaction. Let's call this Monologue Monday because I don't have a guest this month. But there's something that I've been pondering and been wanting to share for a very long time. And guess what? You're it. You're gonna get all this goodness. I'm gonna say honored, blessed, remarkably surprised at some of the things I've been encountering lately. And I start to wonder, is this stuff just pure coincidence? Is it me manifesting things and now they're coming back to me? Is it simply just law of attraction? I want to get into that with you guys. I want to talk about what my experiences were and how I had begun to categorize them. And then you guys can let me know if I'm on point, if that is like a yo, that shit is crazy type of thing, or if I'm just completely off my rockers, which I could be. But hey, it is what it is. So tune in, stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment, do what you want to do. You're going to anyway. No pressure from me. Grab yourself something to drink. Hopefully it's something strong with at least 10% alcohol content in it. And then come back. I got some shit to say. I got a story to tell. So as I stated, I've been thinking about manifestation, coincidence, law of attraction, and what that all means. So I went to my favorite search engine, Google, and I looked up these things so that I could speak with terminology that could be familiar and accessible to us all. And I'm not creating my own definition of things, which I do a lot, and I totally use the wrong words all the time. So I wanted to get this one right for y'all. Coincidence is defined as a remarkable concurrence, something occurring at the same time, an event or a circumstance that didn't appear to have any type of connection or didn't appear to be planned. Essentially, it's an accidental situation where two things are happening at the same time. That's what a coincidence is, right? So I'm going to provide you with an example of things that I find to be a coincidence afterwards. So then we have a law of attraction, which some say that law of attraction and manifestation are kind of one and the same, and manifestation is based on law of attraction. And I didn't really get into the whole psychological piece of it, but I'm sure somebody could dig deeper. I didn't, but this is what it says for law of attraction. It's a positive or negative thinking that could bring about positive or negative experiences. It's basically an ideology that our thoughts are energy, and we exchange that energy with the universe. So when you have positive energy, you receive positive things. And when you have negative energy, negative things come your way. So that's essentially what law of attraction means. And then they say manifestation is actually the creation or turning something into a reality, whether it be what you think, whether it be what we speak, what we feel, or what we believe. And then we put that out there and then it comes back to us. So I think that is more of an intentional reciprocity from the universe, as opposed to law of attraction might just be what our who we are and who we present is just naturally what we encounter back. So maybe that's the difference. I'm not sure, but I'll let you draw your own conclusion. So if we're going back to a coincidence, right? I'm going to give you guys two examples of when it was purely coincidental, because I didn't manifest this, nor did I feel like the universe needed to bring it back to me. I remember one day going out to brunch, and I went with my book in hand because I like to sit and read when I go out to eat by myself. One of my things I like to do. And I sat next to this young lady, African-American lady, and she was sipping her mimosa. So when the bartender asked me what I wanted, I too ordered my bottomless mimosa, and I got the Continental Classic, which is chicken, waffles, bacon, eggs, and home fries. And the way this particular restaurant groups the meal together is that they make it as one dish. And I always ask that the dish be separated because I want, my chicken and my waffles together, and then I want my bacon, eggs, and my home fries together. And it's like I have two different meals. So when I placed the order, the bartender looked at me, looked at the lady next to me. The lady next to me looked at the bartender, and then they both looked back at me. I'm like, what's good, y'all? So she goes, I ordered that same exact thing when I come here. And I was like, oh yeah? She was like, from the bottomless mimosa to the exact meal and to the exact way you ordered it. The bartender was like, yeah, she does. I'm like, oh wow, what a coinky-dink, right? Coincidence. Never met this lady. We happened to be sitting together at the same restaurant on the same day at the same time, and we ordered the exact same meal. Great. I didn't think that up. But okay, that's what I encountered that day. So then this situation, the second example that happened last week, I'm up like 5 a.m. about to do a road trip by myself because, it'll be a party of one on the road for me. So I'm driving down to the DMV area. So I pull out my garage probably like 6:02, get to the gas station, first stop I made because I'm filling up before I jump on the thruway. And I don't know, 60 seconds into pumping, I see another black vehicle pull in and they park right next to me on the other side of the tank, the gas pump. And he gets out the car and he goes, oh, I see you got your winter colors on. Now, not winter the season, winter, WINNER. So I turn around and I look. Why me and this man are wearing the exact same outfit, okay? He pulls up, he got on a red sweater, I'm wearing a red sweater. Except the words on his sweater says something different than the words on my sweater. Underneath his red sweater is a white collar button up. He got the sleeves out, got the collar out. I have on an exact same white button up. Then we both are rocking blue jeans. I'm like, holy shit. What is the chances of me and this man pulling up to the same gas station on the same day at the same time wearing the same exact outfit? Coinky dink? That's what I'm thinking. This wasn't planned. I didn't anticipate attracting somebody who dressed like me. I didn't manifest to meet a man on that day, at that time, at that location, wearing that outfit. Purely coincidence, right? I'm like, okay, cool. I was giddy all day. I was like, damn, that was so cool. We should have took a picture. I like capturing moments like that, but we didn't. On our way, we went. But now I'm always going to think about winter colors, all right? Those are winter colors. Rojo, red light, bound. Anyway, so then let's talk about, this last one going to blow y'all mind. So I'm going to skip that. Let's talk about manifestation. Like I said, that is creating or turning something into your reality. It's basically using your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your beliefs to bring something back to you. So I'm going to tell you about the time that I manifested music. It was I'm going to say back in early 2000s. I and my ex-boyfriend had just broken up. He wanted me to hear a particular song. He gave me the CD, said play track 10. Listen to the song, cry my eyes out because I knew it was the end of the road for us, even though that wasn't the song. But it was a nice song that I think captured our situation poetically. And years down the line, the song came to my mind. I was like, damn, what song is that? I would love to just listen to it again, relive the song because I thought it was a dope song, despite the circumstances. Couldn't think of the song. I tried Googling male duo artists early 2000s. I asked people that I knew. I tried going on top 100 hits. Like, I did what I could to try to find a song. And the song just couldn't come to me. I couldn't think of the track. I couldn't think of the chorus. I couldn't think of a series or a sequence of words or lyrics to piece together to Google. I was unsuccessful with my homie Google. And I remember one day coming home for lunch and I was going back to my car to go back to work. I'm sorry, I was going to my car to go back to work. And I turned on the radio, and shout out to you, DJ Ness Nice. He had his 1 hour music segment on. And there's a song on, and the song's going off. And as I'm pulling out the driveway, doing my 3-point turn or whatever to get back to my destination, the very next song that came on was like, I was like, holy shit, that's the song. It was Tell Me by Smiles and South Star. Love, hate, mistakes. Tell me what you think is going on. And I was like, yo, I've been thinking about this song for at least 6 months now. So for me to get into the car and that's the next song that played, I felt like I had manifested that song. I had thought about it so much, spoke about it often enough that that song came back to me by way of the universe. That's an example of manifestation to me. Then there was a situation where one day I was just craving ice cream. So I go from one job to the next job. And at my day job, I was craving ice cream. I was just like, no, 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 don't need to do it. You're already fluffy enough, girl. Don't think about ice cream. Get some carrots or some fruit or some shit. So I was like, all right, you could do this. You know, implement your willpower. You don't need ice cream. You could do this. So every hour that went by and I didn't get the ice cream, I patted myself on the back because I was proud that I didn't succumb to my sweetly desires. Get to my evening job, again, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock roll by, 7 o'clock roll by, hours go by, and I'm like, okay, I don't need it. Guests checked in, assigned them a room. They came back down 20 minutes later. I really don't like the room. I said, okay, no problem. I'll give you another room. Once I gave them the new key cards, they could no longer access the room that they didn't like. So I had to go upstairs with them so that they can get all their belongings out of the old room and move it into the new room. So as I'm standing in my phone holding the door while this person gets situated, they offer me ice cream. I was like, oh. Now, all the things they could have offered me, a yogurt, an apple, a cutie orange, a juice, a bottle of water, they offered me a ice cream, a little ice cream stick. I was like, damn, I spent all day thinking about ice cream, all day avoiding said ice cream, only for this person to offer me exactly what I had been thinking about, right? Is that manifestation? I think so, because I spoke it up. And then here's another, I don't know if this fits manifestation or coincidence. Y'all could tell me though, right? There's a guy from my past. It was one of my uncle's friends. He grew up with, that I grew up knowing my uncle to hang out with. And I haven't seen this guy in probably like 20 years. But I was speaking to a relative, I think it might have been my brother, and he was telling me he kept in touch with the guy and they communicated often. I was like, oh wow, I wonder, how he's doing, where he's been. I haven't seen him in years. I probably wouldn't even recognize him if I seen him. Probably couldn't even pick him up out of a lineup. Didn't give no thought to it. This was not somebody that I thought about, often, but it occurred to me, like he would come in my mind sometimes when I just, process old conversation. Well, one day me and my son are in the mall, and I remember walking into Old Navy, and I go around the back, and I pass the men's section, come around the back, and up through the ladies section, and I'm looking at clearance racks, my favorite racks to shop on, and I feel a presence, and I turn around, but I don't see anybody I recognize. So then a couple of seconds later, a guy walks by me. And as he's walking by me, he's looking. So now I'm between my phone and his face, and I'm looking. And then he stops and like turns his head, and I was like, hi, do we know each other? And he's like, yeah, how you doing? I'm Dee's. I was like, oh shit, that's you, such and such. He was like, yeah. So we embrace and say hello. And I was like, wow. Like literally just was talking to somebody about this dude. And then he presents himself in the flesh. Not only did he present himself, I didn't recognize him. He recognized me and said hello to me as if he knew I was looking for him. It was so strange. But how many times have we all encountered that, right? Where we're thinking of a person. Literally could just be thinking of a person and our phone ring and it's the person we were thinking of. That happens to me a lot. So I'm sure you guys have had these encounters. So I don't know, is that a coincidence or is that manifestation? I haven't been able to categorize that exact encounter though. But then here's this other situation, right? I think this is purely about law of attraction. And I say it's purely law of attraction because I was putting positivity out there. I was doing something nice and kind to somebody because ultimately I am a kind person to people that I like or to people that are in need. And I had this individual who I barely know. who only got my phone number because I shared a contact with them that they were in need of like a hair product or something. And I gave them a phone number and I was like, okay, I'll text it to you because it's in my phone. And, you know, just would see them casually and speak, hey, how you doing, in passing. Well, they reached out to me one day because they were feeling ill and they needed some items to feel better. And they were here all alone. All their family was down in another state. So I'm thinking, I don't even fucking know you like that. It's Saturday. I'm trying to sleep in. Like, I don't want to be bothered. And at first I was like, nah, I can't do it. I got something to do. And then my heart, this little thing over here was getting the best of me. And I was like, okay, gosh, somebody's in need. If one of my children or myself was in need, I want somebody to help. So I call the number back, say, yes, let me know what you need. I'll go get it. When the list was said and done, I ended up spending $100. The person was like, oh, I'll give you the money, Cash App you, Zelle you, whatever. I don't do money apps, so I couldn't provide that. I said, you know what, just give me my money in good old-fashioned cash. That works, that spends, that's what I prefer. Days go by, weeks go by. This person conveniently doesn't have the cash. Still wants to show me bank statement. I don't care about that. And you having money, run me mine. Run me mine. So I never got the money. So now I'm feeling like I got, y'all. Now I'm like, oh, see, that's why I don't do nice things for people. F this, F that, F him. He should have freaking fell into a coma. But that wasn't nice. I know it wasn't nice. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, law. Sorry, universe. But anyway, I was upset because I knew I did, and I felt like somebody got over me. But I said, you know what? Charge it to the game. It's all good. $100 ain't gonna make me or break me. And if they needed it, probably was more than I needed, and I let it go. Do y'all know that not even 3 weeks later, no lie, this happened in the beginning of December, by the end of December, $5,000 hit my checking account. Okay? Okay. I was paying student loans during the pandemic, trying to get those paid down. I was one of the lucky ones. My loans were forgiven. And all those pandemic payments I made, they ended up reimbursing me. I guess there was some contract negotiations with an old job or with my current job. So when those went through, I got retro pay. Wasn't even expecting that. And then there was another big deposit. I don't remember what that was, but it was, again, money that I was not expecting to receive. And before I know it, it totaled a little over 5Gs. And I felt like, you know what? That is the law of attraction. That is you putting out nice things and positive feelings and positive vibes and being kind. And I was blessed because of that. Although I wanted to, I didn't wish harm on that individual. I didn't regret being kind, even though I was a little salty about being taken advantage of. But I knew I did it from the goodness of my heart. And God and the universe showed me when you operate from the heart, you get blessed to the heart. And I was just like, you know what? I don't even need the money back. I'm all good. That's been settled. So for me, it was like, wow, that really shows. Just stay positive, think well, great things will come to you. Now, I don't know if this last one is manifestation or law of attraction or coincidence, but it changed my life, y'all. It changed my life. So 2 summers ago, right? I let me get a sip of water so I don't be in your ear. 2 summers ago, my son was turning a milestone. I said, baby, what you want to do for your birthday? I like to travel. And he was like, I want to go on a vacation. I said, okay, let's do all inclusive because that's easier on mama's pocketbook than I was paying for myself and my 2 boys. So I said, which island you want to go to? DR, Mexico, or Jamaica? And he was like, let's go to Jamaica, you know? And I was like, all right, bet. Now, I had only been to Jamaica one time. And that was years prior, and that was to Negril. So my only thing was, if we're going to go to Jamaica, I do not want to go back to Negril. I want to experience a different part of the island. Homegirl I was going with had a travel agent, reached out to the travel agent, told him what our desires was, and they were able to send us some options. Excuse me, send us options. Unfortunately, one of the resorts we wanted um, was not available because I had told them we want either Otos Regal or Mobe. I really wanted to go to Mobe. Um, and he was like, yeah, the resort you want is not available in Mobe. He was like, I can get you to a resort in Mobe, but it was gonna cost me like an additional $2,000, which I did not want to spend. That would have made me and broke me. so, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna do Mobe. He's like, I can get you to another resort in Negril. Won't cost you any more money, but it's Negril where you don't want to be. And I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Negril, here we come. So we spend 2 days in New Orleans and then we fly to Jamaica. 2 days after my son's birthday, we arrive in Jamaica. And on the first night, I um I am like, oh, let's explore the resort, get a drink, walk in the compound, and I see these two males. Now I know there's two males. And when I encounter them, I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? Because I'm naturally outgoing, vivacious, a flirt. So I'm just like, hey, what's up? And one of them was dark skinned, you know, a little taller than me. He had muscles galore and shit. He was looking all right. And I was like, hey. And they was like, hey, how y'all doing? Was, you know, very, kind and social as well. And got to talking. I was like, okay. I picked up on the accent. And I'm like, oh, where you from? And, I couldn't think of the place. But I'm stuttering trying to get it out. And he's like, I'm from UK, London. I was like, yes, okay, the British accent, got it, okay. Hey, see you around, right? So we go our separate ways. Later at night, they have like entertainment and stuff on the compound. And now we're sitting there enjoying the compound, the drinks, and the two fellas show up. Oh, what's up? Hey, familiarity kick in. Yeah, you can sit down. We chatting. And the one guy, the other guy, the light-skinned brother, asked me what my sign is. So I'm like, oh, I'm an Aries. He's like, oh, okay. I'm always interested when people ask me that because I don't really follow astrology. Anyway, I was like, well, what's y'all sign? When y'all birthday? He tells me to guess. So I'm like, I'm not about to be sitting here guessing all these. I was like, are you winter, spring? What, when were you born? He was like, winter. I was like, all right. I think my first guess was December. Second guess was February. So after I said February, he probably was tired of me guessing. He was like, yeah, I'm February 15th. And he, pointing to the dark-skinned chocolate cutie, is February 14th. I was like, oh my God, you're Valentine's, baby. So dope. That's my favorite day of the year. I got excited. Super fly. So now I'm just like so into the conversation even more because that was a connection. Like Valentine's Day was a connection for him, connection for me. So in that story where I'm sorry, I'm looking up something to reference later. So we made the connection and we're chatting. So now I found out when the birthday is and everything. So then we exchange names, like, oh, what's your name? So the one guy tells me what his nickname was, what he goes by, but he reveals what his first name is. Now his first name is Aryan or something. I'm just gonna say that for identity suppression preferences. So his name is Aryan and it starts with an A. So now I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And I was like, already processing my mind, like the connections between February 14th and name A, because I thought about a book I had wrote in 2013, which is, let me see. Oh, this one right here. Awaiting a Love Like This. And in this book, I wrote about a character, Abaki. First name starts with an A, and his birthday is February 14th. So I'm like, oh, that's real cool. I was like, how old are you? Or how old will you be? Because his birthday is in 6 months. How old will you be? oh, I'll be, I think he said 34. I was like, wow, what a coincidence. Abaki was turning 33 in a book. So they were off by a year, but still in the 30s. You know, it could have been any age range, but it was like within a year of each other. Very interesting now. Okay, talk. Have a good night. It was good seeing y'all. Take care. Now, these individuals had day passes for the Negril, so they was going away to a party every day, all day. So the chances of seeing them were very slim because they would literally be going all day into the evening. And the only time you seen them was later in the evening when they were unwinding, I guess. So the very next day, we encountered them again. And now I'm drawn to Arian, okay? I'm like, hey, how you doing? It's me, remember? My February 13th, little Sharon. So we talking and he was like, did you ever think you would meet an African? And I think to myself, African? That's a strange question. I'm like, I met Africans before for sure. And I was like, what that have to do with you? You're British. He's like, I'm British African. He was like, I'm from Sierra Leone. I was like, okay. It's like, excuse me, 1 minute. I get up and walk to the bar just to get a fresh drink. Not because I needed one, but I needed a moment to process this. Y'all, in this book, Abaki, who was born on February 14th, who turned 33, is from Sierra Leone. So I'm fucking done, right? My head's spinning, my heart's thumping, the adrenaline is racing, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Becky. So now I don't know what to do with myself, right? I'm thinking, I just met my husband. I didn't care what was going on in my life. God sent me a man that I absolutely adored. I loved writing about Abaki. Do you hear me? God sent me this man. This is where he want me to be. I'm about to have dual citizenship. Children, pack your shit. We moving to Europe. Like, this is what I was thinking, right? So the whole time I'm just like, now I'm infatuated. He's probably, so I'm telling him like, yo, I wrote about, he's like, oh, that's crazy. You know, such, similar variables. And I'm like, yeah, it's not nuts to you. The last night, my last night in Jamaica, they were there for a few more days. When in Rome, do as Romans do. In Jamaica, they play their music. They were playing their music the whole time. But that last night, we got to experience some American R&B music because all they played for probably like 2 to 3 hours. They played maybe like, I want to say at least or at most 50 American songs, right? It was literally only 2 or 3 hours of American music they played. One of the songs they played was Fantasia, When I See You. So everybody who knows me knows that is my shiz naive. That is just my song. So now I'm like, oh, I'm feeling the song. I'm feeling all the R&B music and stuff. And then my homegirl came from the bathroom, and I was like, oh, come on, let's go sit down by the pool. You know, the music had stopped playing up there, and I was just kind of playing music on my phone. We was enjoying our drinks and our little indulgences, and we was just enjoying ourselves. So then my boy Arian came down with the other light-skinned homie and another one of their friends. So we're all just, kicking it by the pool, just having good conversation. So Arian sits next to me on the lounger. And the sky is beautiful, right? The sky is a beautiful, clear, nighttime sky. But there's this one star, y'all. One star that is just shining bright. So as I'm kicking in with my homegirl and we talking, we laughing across the space that we're in, and he goes, hey, Val, he was like, look at the sky. And I was like, yeah, you see that star? He's like, yeah. He's like, make a wish. I was like, make a wish. He's like, yeah, just make a wish. So I was like, all right, closed my eyes and made some wish. That night was a bit emotional because I felt like I was leaving my man behind. You know what I'm saying? I felt like my supernatural soulmate was being left and he didn't know that he was supposed to be with me. So I get on the bus the next day, and I I'm just in the mood for some upbeat music, so I tap into like maybe Jay-Z or something, and I hear a song called Diamonds from Sierra Leone. I never heard that song before, but I thought it was pretty cool. So it made me even more emotional. Why am I hearing Sierra Leone? Like, I'm trying to put this behind me. I get home, I was like, I know this man gonna think I'm crazy. But we had exchanged contact information because that was such like a coincidental occurrence. We exchanged contact information. So not to be too formal, I think it was the email that we exchanged at first because I didn't have a WhatsApp, and there was no need to exchange phone numbers for that purpose then. So I was like, here's my email. So when I got home and I'm going through the book to send him the character's name, the character's birthday, and the reference for where Abaki is from, which is Sierra Leone, I noticed a recurring theme song. Yeah. Guess what the recurring theme song was in the book? Fantasia, When I See You. If there was no indication back in Oaguan, Jamaica, if there was no indication after the name exchange, the birthday reveal, I don't know what it is. Fantasia lyrics, right? I start to stutter when I speak. Try to stand, but my knees go weak. I'm thinking about the first night when I'm like trying to stutter and getting this accent out. And I'm like, why ain't the words coming to me? Like, I was enamored by his attractiveness, but I could speak. You ain't the most attractive person I ever seen, but for some reason, I did stutter. And then there's the part in there, right? Um, when she says, I'm staring out the window. No, that's not the part. Oh, wish on a star for a sign. That's the reason why, yeah. So the fact that those lyrics are in the song and we see a star and he's saying wish on the star, Val, threw me for a fucking loop. So now I get back, y'all. I am like losing sleep over this. I'm calling my friends. I'm like, yo, this happened to me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I think I should just pack my shit and move to Europe. They was like, no, let's not do that just yet. Like, I didn't know what this meant. I did not know what this meant. Was this a coincidence? Was it a manifestation? Was it a law of attraction? I did not know. But I remember being so obsessed with this that I was just like, hey, I remember reaching back out to this guy like, hey, did you feel what I feel? And he's like, no, I mean, it's crazy, but, I ain't think too much into it. So I'm like, clearly I'm by myself in this. And you can't make people feel what they don't feel. But I was like, so God, why? Why did I encounter this? Why did I go through this? What's happening to me in the dark? Can you tell me what this means? I literally am laying in my bed one night and I said, Lord, ancestors, universe, I said, I need help. Why did this happen? I wasn't even supposed to go to Negril. I wanted to go to Montego Bay or Ochos Rios. How was it that me just extracting a conversation with a complete stranger led to this big old revelation that I couldn't even have creatively thought of if I wanted to? And I was like, I need a sign. This is tearing me apart mentally, emotionally. Like, I was losing sleep over this. And the very next day, true to his power, right? The very next day, I wake up and it hit me. I mean, it was so clear. I didn't hear a voice. I didn't hear words. It was just, it popped into my head that he is not the constellation. He is the confirmation. And I was like, yes. And then I processed and I said, that's what it is. And it was like immediately these strong desires and feelings that I were having completely dissipated. And I was able to focus on the true meaning of that encounter. And what that taught me was that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be in life, right? I am exactly where I am meant to be in life. Every step I take, every move I make, every decision I processed, every box that I checked, it confirmed that I was exactly where I was meant to be and that I'm going and traveling the path that is meant for me. Um, I don't know if we've ever will encounter that level of confirmation, or let me speak for me. I don't know if I'll ever encounter that level of confirmation again, but that was something that I'll never forget. It taught me to believe in myself. It proved to me that even when I doubt some of the decisions I had to make, and I doubt some of the roads that I had to travel, um, and I doubt, the people in my life and where we're supposed to go together and for how long, season, reasons, or a lifetime. It just showed me trusting yourself. Be exactly who you are. If I wasn't being me on that trip and like, hey, how you doing? I would have never received that confirmation. I would have never been able to open up to that individual and be able to extract that information and correlate it back to my life. That was mind altering, and it made me feel like even when I don't think things are working in my favor, they are. They are. I have law of attraction by my side. I have manifestation in my corner, and coincidence is going to be there. But I now look at those coincidences as small tokens of confirmation. The lady in the restaurant, keep doing your self care, keep doing what brings you joy. I probably wouldn't have had that encounter if I didn't enjoy going out by myself, because I would have been talking to someone else. She probably wouldn't have heard what I ordered. I would have needed a different table and not just a stool at the bar. The gentleman with the winter colors, I did not want to make that drive that day, but I was like, I'm going to do the drive because it's something I committed to. And he was confirmation that I'm exactly where I need to be as well. And as I go through life, I will keep my eyes and my ears and my heart open to these coincidences and these products of manifestation, and these winds of influxes of blessings that I get from this law of attraction, and appreciate who I am, how far I've come, where I'm trying to go, and what has gotten me there. The people, the places, and the things. I am now going to trust in me because it's been confirmed that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I pray that you all, dead ass, have your moments of clarity, your times of confirmation, because it is such a blessing. And I hope you guys took something from this story. I hope that you're now able to open your mind, hearts, and voices up to speaking things that will truly come back to you in a way that is fulfilling, that is positive, that is healthy and joyful. I hope this message carries on long after this video ends, and I wish you all the best. Peace, joy, happiness, and positive and healthy confirmations and affirmations moving forward. Y'all dope as fuck. Remember that. Take care. Take care, be well, but most of all, be loved. Lady L, I peace.